So it should be quite good. We've got almost another reverse grid in a way. We've got Callum Crawley down the order a wee bit. We've got Liam Foster, a championship hopeful who spun out in yesterday's race. He's on pole alongside Billy Fraser, the young gun in the number 14 car up the front. Chris Simon off third alongside Reece Hendelcox.
Yes, so it was a great performance yesterday with Brody McConkey picking up the win from Billy Fraser and Callum Crawley out of Palmerston North. And we'll update the point situation. Track's been cleared with the overnight rain. Beautiful sunshine this morning. A little bit of sunstrike for the drivers as they charge down the main straight, turning into turn one with Toyota. Right, it's Sunday. Red lights are on, red lights are off. We've got green lights. Let's go racing. Good, clean start as they head down to Toyota for the first time. Billy Fraser and Liam Foster out in front. Chris Simon settling into third as they will be interested to see how the track changes after the overnight rain. Would have swept a lot of debris away and washed the track away.
Bob Diller going around there at the entry to splash. The contact made with another car, got squeezed a little bit there. It's falling down the back of the pack. Well, Billy Fraser's down in front now. Liam Foster's recovered after a not ideal start, sitting in second. Reece Hendelcox dropped down the order too after bogging off the line.
Chris Simon from Palmerston North settling up there into third at the moment. And that brightly coloured green car sticks out like a health and safety mobile high-vis vest. Down the back straight, sun streaming across Manfield this morning. So it's a great sight of the field of 18 cars in the High-Q Components Formula first. And they duck down through turn 7. Chris Simon trying to make a move. They'll cut across the kink. Stay on the white line. Don't go on the grass. So it's Billy Fraser, Foster, Clark, Simon, Natai, McConkey, Hendelcox, Hurst, Crawley, Smith, Hawley, Evans, Foster, Redshaw, Day, Scammell, Logan and Dillo. Brady McConkey making a nice little wee move down into turn 3, getting up to 4th just in front of Conrad Clark.
He really had his work cut out for him. He started 9th for the race. After a week qualifying, the grid was determined over the fastest laps from yesterday's opening race, and of course everyone went faster. Brody, battling in that front pack, wasn't really able to set a fast lap. He unfortunately had to start off 9th, but he's already made his way through the pack up into 4th.
It's interesting having a chat with someone over dinner last night. One of the race fans wanted to know how fast they were going. It's all about the need for speed. And I said, I reckon a lot of the cars actually don't have speedos. Most of the guys drive by feel, drive by revs, drive by gears. In fact, Dennis Martin was saying in these ones they've got like a data printout that shows their lap time. So as they'll come across the start-finish line now, the driver will see what sort of lap time they're doing, and that's what they're basically gauging everything by. They'll know exactly how fast they're going by the speed that they feel on the track, their lap time. So at the moment, lap times 125.2 Billy Fraser, 125 Liam Foster, 124.9 Brody McConkey, the quickest out there on the track at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of the guys choose not to run a speedo, mainly just a rev counter. Some guys run full data logging systems, Conrad Clark, Brody McConkey, and a couple of others in the field. But it's not, like you're saying, it's not all about looking at the speed, it's about looking at your revs, making sure you get your gear changes ideal, your rev matching properly in the downshift.
Yeah, you're in the right rev, the right gear for the corner, for what sort of speed you're carrying into it. And that's that old classic saying, drive by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, exactly. And for the cars that they are, 1200cc Volkswagen engines from the 60s, they don't go too bad. Down the back straight here at Manfield, you'll be approaching about 160, 165 k's, depending on if you've got a draft or not. Go a little bit faster, but
160, 165 k's in one of these down the back straight, that's still fast, isn't it?
It's still very, very fast, yes, but it's a bit different to what you see with the Formula 4s. A couple of 30 k's fast down the straight here.
Yeah, it's also low down though, that sensation of being so low down and how close you are to the track. As they cut across turn 8, one of them almost getting onto the grass, Chris Simon. Got to be careful about that, can't have all 4 wheels off the track, especially coming out of turn 7.
There's seen people getting very close and using all the width of the track out of that final corner and down the front straight.
Real good scrap developing here for second place at the moment. And 14, Billy Fraser having a look down the inside of Brodie McConkey. McConkey just closing it off. Conrad Clark in that 4-way battle. Liam Foster though looks like he's just cleared away. He'll need to pick up some points after his little wee last minute spin yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. He lost out big time there. He's now 61 points behind Caleb Nato in the championship. He was 16 heading into that race yesterday. And the guys behind him are starting to scrap a little bit, so unless they work together, he might find himself streaking away with the win here.
So at the moment in the championship, Caleb Nato, he did just a good job yesterday. Caleb Nato, he's number 15, and he'll be further back down the pack from Martin. He's currently 763 points. Callum Crawley, number 79, we'll see him. He's currently back down the pack around about 8th place. He's currently in 2nd place from Fielding with 720 points. So still the red car, 48 out in front of Liam Foster from Auckland.
Brodie McConkey, that's a big, bold move. Got the rear a little bit loose there on the entry into the corner. But they've made a lot of ground up on Liam Foster now. Look for a move into the hairpin. As they exit splash, into splash.
So it's still Foster out in front. McConkey, winner of that brilliant race yesterday. One of the races of the weekend so far. They'll start their slipstreaming and their drafting as they head down towards the finish of the race, of course. That's when a lot of the action really starts to heat up. Got a bit of warmth into the tyres this morning now. One of them just going a little bit wide coming out of the hairpin, but getting a bit of drive now down along the straight. I think there was Caleb Nato, was it?
Yeah.
And Callum Crawley, the two guys that currently lead the championship going into Higgins. So it's still Foster, McConkey, Fraser.
Billy's doing a good job here. Found some pace last round at Taupo, and he's been able to stay with the front group ever since. And it's certainly going to do wonders for his championship, running up the front here, getting a couple of second places.
McConkey, great move, round the outside into turn 7, grabs the lead. Brilliant drive yesterday, off to a great start again this morning. 3-way scrap as they cross the start-finish line now. Foster's turn as they head down once again, almost 2 wide, 3 wide going into turn 1 Toyota. 12 metres wide the track here at Manfield, and because these cars are probably the smallest out there, they've got a bit of room, haven't they?
Yeah, certainly. As we saw you say, we're going 4 wide and sometimes just about 5 wide into the corners there, down the back straight and into turn 1. Make for some exciting racing, and it gives these guys an opportunity to do that. You know, it's not many classes where you can go 4 wide and not be out onto the grass.
Chris Simon and the green machine sort of started up the front of the grid. He's slipped further back down the field now, along with Amy Smith, number 55, racing out of Auckland. So it's McConkey, the kid from the Kapiti Coast, 23, grabbed the lead. Foster, look at him, look at the eyes. Really focused in second place there. Great shot, actually. As they came through, you can just see the eyes right through the helmet. Coming onto the back straight now, that slipstream in the drafting, getting up to that 160k mark. But now they're going to start ducking and diving. Conrad Clark trying to get the inside line. Oh, getting absolutely swamped. Foster from the lead back to 4th in 1 quarter at the end of the straight.
It was a very, very bold move there from Conrad, but it's got him into 3rd place. And he'll be able to catch a draft off these 2 front-running pair now.
McConkey did that move in the last lap, and now Billy Fraser, look what he can do. All the way around the outside and tucks it into the lead, going into turn 1 again. So it keeps chopping and changing. Almost as exciting as the MotoGP. We just need Valentino Rossi in the Formula First.
Wouldn't that be great?
You don't need him. You've got all these young kids out there at the moment putting in a great show, sliding and gliding here Sunday morning at Mighty Manfield. What a great shot as they head up into the hairpin. the championship contenders. So at the moment it's McConkey, Fraser Clark, Foster, Crawley, Hendel Cox, Natoa, Smith, Simon, Hurst, Blake Evans, Ian Foster, Alex Hawley, Redshaw, Day, Logan, Scammell and Dillo. Conrad Clark making the move now, going into Higgins. Gets that Sabre right onto the sweet spot. He said the race yesterday was pretty scary at times. Great to be involved in, but pretty aggressive. But
I can imagine so, going 4 wide. It's his first time being at a real big Premier meeting, Conrad, and he did a great job yesterday in that battle pack.
So here they are coming down. This will be last lap. Conrad Clark, can he hold the lead going into the first corner for the last time? McConkey's going to try the move round the outside. Foster's getting in there for the draft and the slipstream. Good skills by Conrad. He's kept them all at bay. That's part 1. Now he's only got 8 corners to do the rest. As they sweep through into 2, slide down into 3 through the old splash, and set up the run through the hairpin.
These next 2 straights are going to be absolutely critical for the race win. Who's gonna slip behind, catch the draft, try and get the move down into the final corner, sweep through and take the lead.
He's got the drive coming out of the hairpin. That's the most important thing along the Dennyholm straight. Remember, he made the move with the slipstream and the drafting right here in the last lap, and he's covering off that at the moment, keeping McConkey behind him. He's going to try and slip right in behind, get the draft. Now watch what they do. Down the back straight. Who's going to position for the inside line as they tuck down into turn 7 for the last time? And will he hold the inside line and force them to go wide? Around the outside. See what he's doing here. Trying to take that defensive line. Now he's going to cut across. And he's going to make McConkey, if you want to pass, we're going to go all the way around the outside. He's done a great job so far. Conrad Clark coming down to the line in the Sabre. The number 11, 15-year-old from Taupo. McConkey down the outside. It's a dead heat virtually. It'll be interesting to see right on the line, a photo finish. Conrad Clark, Brody McConkey once again. Great skills by these young drivers and the fantastic flying high Q components, Formula First.
That was awesome. The Sabre team down there, Dennis Martin, shaking their fists. They're ecstatic. That's such a cool win for Conrad. It's also good for Liam Foster there for his championship. Caleb Natoa finishing down in 8th there, so they've had a few engine dramas this weekend. They've lost a bit of power, but unfortunately they haven't had time to be able to sort that out. So it's really just about recovering as many points as they can this weekend. But that's great for Conrad.
Yes, handshakes all around by the race crews, the teams, the drivers. Fantastic performance there. Really good, skilled, controlled driving. So we've got to have a look at that finish because, man, that was great. Look at this. And he did such a great job at defending that inside line, slipped it out, kept it on the tarmac. They didn't go wide on the ripples. McConkey getting the draft. They pull out now. It's just a dead set drag race. Whoa. You've got to go back to the TMO and actually slow it down and take 2 hours to make a decision like they do in rugby league and all that sort of stuff to try going back. But it'll be Brody McConkey getting up in 2nd spot after a brilliant win yesterday, but Conrad Clark, the 15-year-old from Taupo, gets the win to open up the racing here this morning at Mighty Manfield. So, Geordie, you guys will be back with another great showdown coming up later on just after the lunch break.
Yeah, definitely. I think the race this afternoon is certainly going to be another great one for the crowd. Hopefully we can get them on their feet again.
Yes.